Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Is RHONY star Rebecca Minkoff related to RHOBH alum Crystal Kung Minkoff? The Real Housewives of New York City returns for season 15 with some new blood, including Rebecca Minkoff. Rebecca isn't the only newbie thrown into the RHONY mix either. Raquel Chevermont and Rebecca were given apples this season. They will need to perform well against the season 14 ladies if they hope to keep their full-time status. Along with Rebecca and Raquel, the RHONY season 15 cast features Saida Silva, Luba Hassan, Erin Litchie, Jenna Lyons, Jessel Tonk, and Brynn Whitfield. When news was announced that Rebecca joined the Real Housewives franchise, fans couldn't help but wonder if she was related to another Real Housewives star. Is RHONY star Rebecca Minkoff related to RHOBH alum Crystal Kung Minkoff? The timing of Rebecca joining the Real Housewives of New York City was very interesting because of her last name. See, Crystal Kung Minkoff had just announced she wasn't returning for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 14. It seemed that Bravo was trading in one Minkoff for another, sparking questions about whether the two women were related via Crystal's husband, Rob Minkoff. Well ahead of her RHONY debut, Rebecca answered that question at an RHONY Orchard event in New York City while speaking to The Daily Dish. "I know someone reported that we are not related, but I am related through Crystal's husband, Rob Minkoff, the director," Rebecca told the outlet. "I did 23 and they told me. That's about as far as I got, so she reached out. There you have it. Crystal and Rebecca are related, but that doesn't necessarily mean they are close." Rebecca Minkoff has another The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills connection. In another interesting turn of events, Crystal isn't the only RHOBH star that Rebecca knows. Rebecca happens to be good friends with the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills newbie Bozoma St. John. "I'm friends with Bozoma St. John from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but I've been friends with her forever," Rebecca teased. That RHONY star also counts the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Lisa Barlow as a pal and sought advice from her when joining the franchise. Rebecca Minkoff is making her debut on the Real Housewives of New York City, but it isn't her first time in the reality TV realm. Back in 2004, Rebecca's fashion show was filmed for Laguna Beach. Lauren Conrad, Trey Phillips, and Stephen Colletti sat in the front row, sparking a year-long friendship between Lauren and Rebecca, who's ready to see Rebecca Minkoff on RHONY. While both Rebecca Minkoff and Crystal Kung Minkoff share the same last name and have achieved fame in their respective fields, they are not related by blood. However, let's unravel a creative and intriguing tale that imagines how these two powerful women could be connected in an alternate universe. After all, in the world of reality television, fashion, and Hollywood, anything is possible with a bit of imagination. The Minkoff Legacy, an imaginary tale of two stars. In a glittering world where opulent mansions stretch across sprawling hillsides, and the hum of fame runs through the very veins of the city, there is a whispered legend in the elite circles of Beverly Hills and New York City. It's a story of two women, each carving her own path to greatness, unknowingly bound by a mysterious legacy. Enter Rebecca Minkoff, the fashion-forward starlet of the Real Housewives of New York, RHONY, and Crystal Kung Minkoff, the elegant and poised alum of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, RHOBH. Though they have never met, their shared last name isn't just a coincidence. In this parallel universe, the Minkoff name is more than just a surname. It's a symbol of ambition, power, and creative brilliance. And the story of how Rebecca and Crystal might be connected begins decades ago. A shared ancestor. Long before fashion runways and red carpet events, the Minkoff family was an influential clan rooted in creativity and commerce. A century ago, in the early 1900s, an entrepreneurial spirit named Amelia Minkoff emigrated from Europe to America with nothing but a dream. Amelia was known for her exceptional skills in design and her sharp business mind, a rare combination for a woman at that time. She built a modest empire by designing bespoke dresses for Manhattan's elite, and her name quickly became synonymous with quality and style. As the years passed, Amelia's children inherited her vision. This spread across America, one branch of the family settling in New York and another in California. Though the family maintained a strong bond, the vast distance between them slowly allowed the two branches to grow apart. The New York Minkoffs continued in fashion, while the California Minkoffs ventured into the world of entertainment. Rebecca Minkoff, the New York fashion maven. Fast forward to the present day, Rebecca Minkoff stands as a shining symbol of the New York Minkoff legacy. A celebrated fashion designer, she has made her mark on the global fashion stage with her eponymous brand, known for its edgy yet elegant designs. Her rise to fame on The Real Housewives of New York only further solidified her status as a cultural icon. Rebecca's tenacity, creativity, and fearless attitude reflect the same qualities that Amelia Minkoff embodied. A descendant of the original New York Minkoff line, Rebecca inherited not only her family's talent for fashion, but also a fierce independence that has driven her to the top of the fashion world. Her fashion line, beloved by celebrities and fashionistas alike, became a staple of modern American fashion, and she is now a household name. Despite her fame and success, there's always been a quiet question in Rebecca's mind. Growing up, she heard stories from her grandmother about distant relatives on the West Coast, relatives who had gone on to make their own way in the world of Hollywood. But with her busy life in New York, Rebecca never had time to dig deeper into her family's history. Crystal Kung Minkoff, the Beverly Hills Hollywood connection. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, Crystal Kung Minkoff has been making waves in her own right. A former star of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Crystal is married to the acclaimed filmmaker RHOBH Minkoff, known for directing the iconic animated film The Lion King. But Crystal is more than just a Hollywood wife. She is a force of her own, with a successful career, a sharp wit, and an impeccable sense of style. Crystal's connection to the Minkoff name is through marriage, but her own life story is just as intriguing. Born into a Chinese-American family, Crystal has always had a strong sense of heritage and a deep connection to her cultural roots. Her marriage to RHOBH brought her into the sprawling Minkoff family tree, and though she is not a blood relative, the name connects her to the same legacy of creativity and influence. The reunion that never was, or could it be? In this imagined world, Rebecca and Crystal are unknowingly linked by their shared Minkoff heritage. Perhaps their paths crossed at glamorous events or charity galas, without either realizing the deeper connection between them. And while the world sees them as two separate stars from opposite coasts, one dominating fashion and the other shining in Hollywood, the truth is, they are both part of the same story. In an alternate universe, perhaps a long-lost family reunion is on the horizon. Imagine the moment when Rebecca, curious about her family's West Coast relatives, uncovers an old letter from her great-grandmother mentioning the California branch of the Minkoff family. A few Google searches later, she discovers Crystal and reaches out, intrigued by the idea of reconnecting with the extended family she never knew. Crystal, equally fascinated by the discovery, would welcome Rebecca into her world. The two women, both strong, independent, and successful, would bond over their shared Minkoff name, discussing fashion, film, and family. They'd laugh over stories from their respective reality TV experiences, each finding humor in the drama of the Housewives shows. Together, they might even consider launching a joint venture, perhaps a fashion line inspired by Hollywood glamour or a documentary tracing their shared family history. Conclusion: a creative fantasy, but reality is just as intriguing. In the real world, Rebecca Minkoff and Crystal Kung Minkoff are not related, despite sharing the same surname. Rebecca Minkoff built her fashion empire from the ground up, while Crystal Kung Minkoff gained recognition through her marriage to RHOBH Minkoff and her role on RHOBH. Yet both women represent the spirit of modern women who have mastered the art of balancing family, career, and public life with grace and style. Even though there is no real-life family tie between them, the idea of two Minkoff powerhouses dominating different industries is an enticing thought. It speaks to the allure of fame, success, and the stories we tell ourselves about what binds us together. Whether in fashion or film, New York or Beverly Hills, the name Minkoff carries a certain weight, a legacy of creativity, strength, and influence that transcends the boundaries of reality. And in the world of reality TV, who's to say what future connections might unfold? Perhaps one day Rebecca and Crystal's paths will cross, and the world will get to witness two dynamic women from different worlds unite under one glamorous name, Minkoff.